Hi friends, this is Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here to my balcony, welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I have a balcony tour for you today, and I'm going to show you what is growing on my balcony here in Phoenix in January. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's start here to the right. Here's the balcony doorway as you come out, and right here is where I have kind of my workstation as far as potting and things like that. It's just a little old desk that we had that Kristen didn't want anymore, so I put it out here. It is in front of our storage door, but we rarely get in there, like for the Christmas decorations and things like that. So it's not that I have to move this very often, and when I do, it's very light. I like to use this. This is a boot mud tray, and I got that off of Amazon. I'll leave a link down below, but I like to use that to capture all the dirt and stuff, and it just avoids a big mess, and when I'm ready to clean up, it's easy to clean up. Here in this container I have, I believe this is a philodendron lickety split is what this is. In the wintertime, fall, winter, and spring, I do have it out here. In the summertime, I cannot have it out here because it will burn. And it has burned before, so in the summertime, I take it inside. Growing with it is this Tridescantia Purple Heart, the cuttings that I've taken from my mom's plant that I've kind of potted around that are growing. This here is a Euphorbia Sticks on Fire cutting that I just kind of stuck there. I had it on my tray and I needed more room, and I just kind of popped it in there and I forgot about it. So we'll see if it roots. Once it roots, I'll move it somewhere else, but it's not going to stay in there forever. And here on these two shelves is where I have mainly my aloes and haworthias. And I have this umbrella here that when it rains, I put it over them so they don't get too wet. And in the summertime, I put it over them so they don't get too much sun. So it helps. I have most of these identified. So I know this is a Haworthia limiflora. It's got a little baby there growing, so that one's doing really well. I believe this is an Aloe Jevetta. I'll put it on the screen here. I'm not sure. It's been stretching on me a little bit, so I'm hoping that once the way that the sun is right now in January in the northern hemisphere, it's more that way, so it doesn't get as much sun here, so hopefully that'll change. This is a cutting that my mom gave me off of a yucca plant that was blooming near her home, and she took these bunch of little pups off of it. I'm not sure the name, but it seems to be rooting and growing, so it's some type of yucca. This is a Velt grape. It's a type of epiphyllum. It's been through some rough patches. It's had better days. So I'm hoping that being out here will do it some good. And we'll see how it does, but it's seen better days. This is an aloe snowstorm. And this one's coming back from the brink of death also. I thought it was dead, but then I saw a little bit of life in it, and I put it here, and it seems to be doing well. It's growing. It looks much better than it did. These are recent additions that I got from Planet Desert, or is it Desert Planet? I'll leave the name up here. And I did do an unboxing video of these two lovelies. This is an Aloe Blizzard. Oh, here's the name, planetdesert.com. So it's an Aloe Blizzard and an Aloe Aristata. And I won these in a giveaway, or at least a gift card to them. And this is what I ordered. Got a little baby right there. And they're doing really good. These are the pots that they came in. I have not repotted them. They're happy in these, and I don't want to disturb them, so I'm leaving them there. I've had this guy for a couple of years now, Aloe Blush. She's finally growing, finally giving me a pup. Pretty pink color. It's been cold in the evenings lately, so I think that coldness, that stress, is what's giving her that that pinkness there. This here is an aloe. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. But it is an aloe, and I'll put it on the screen here because I cannot remember off the top of my head. And I thought I tried to have all these labeled, but I guess I don't have one on that one. This one I have highlighted on my channel before as one of my favorite plants. It's aloe partridge breast. Such a beautiful plant with the architecture of it, the growth of it. The two babies that it's given me are growing. Really, really beautiful plant. This one back here, when I got it, it was labeled Haworthia zebra plant, but I'm not too sure because the growth pattern of it seems like it's something else. The growth pattern is very tight. You see that? And that's not typical of a Haworthia zebra. So I need to do some further research on this one. It's doing great, whatever it is. It's just lovely, but I think it's something else other than a Haworthia zebra. Down at the bottom, we have Rosie. Back here is my aloe Crosby's prolific, and it is very prolific. I see why they named it that. I've had it probably about 1.5 years. I've cleaned it up recently as far as the dead leaves down below and stuff, but all these pups, because it was just this main plant here, and all these pups she's given me. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Pokey. When I tried to take those dead leaves off, I got scratched up. But Aloe Crosby's prolific is a wonderful plant. If you're looking for a fast aloe grower, loves fast draining soil and loves terracotta. This one here was a cutting that someone gave me, and I'm not sure of the name of it. It's some type of a puntia. She didn't know what it was either, but it's given off this little baby. I think the little baby could be bigger. It's a little small in size, but it's, doing okay. This is another cutting that someone sent to me, and I'm not sure the name of it. I think it may be some type of epiphyte. If you know, friends, if you recognize it, please let me know. I think it's stretching a little bit. It needs a little bit more light, so I may need to move some plants around here. Now these two here are Eaves needles. They were planted together, kind of stuffed into one pot, and I separated them. So I've got the main plant there and the pups here. They're doing okay. I think this one needs a little bit more support. Here, that's why I have some of the rocks in there. But they are settling into their new pots, but they were just stuffed in the other pot, so that's why I had to move them. This is a very small growth off of a dragon fruit plant that I'm trying to root here. I'm not sure if it'll work, but when I try to tug on them, there's no give. So they're rooting. Something's holding them in there. So they're rooting. I don't see any type of, the soil's wet because we've had rain, but I don't see any type of rotting or anything. So that's a dragon fruit cutting. This is my latest aloe that I added. It is the one that I highlighted in my Lowe's clearance plants haul. It's the aloe brevifolia, the one I got for $3 in that pot. It's doing well. This is a small little cutting or growth off of a Totem-Pole Cactus that got bumped off of the main column of the Totem-Pole Cactus, and I just potted it in this little pot here, and it's taking root in there. So I've got a little baby Totem-Pole Cactus back there. This is a beverage cart that I got at a thrift store, I believe it was, and it didn't have the front legs, so I just put a 2x4 to hold it level there. But I've got some cacti here. This is an old man cactus that my mom gave me. It was in a little tiny pot, so I repotted in this one with the little cherub. This one here is an Opuntia monocartha monstros variegated. That's a mouthful, God. And look at all that pink on it. That means new growth. I did do a cutting there that's right here because it was growing so long that it was much taller than this. I mean, it was long. And it was just flopping over, but it wasn't dead. It was just too long. So I cut it again and put it here. So it's growing there. This one here, I'm not sure what it is. If it's an epiphyte, if it's just a very long cactus, you know, stringy, but I'm not sure what it is. If you recognize it, friends, help me out. I don't even remember how I got this one. You ever happen to you where you get plants you're not quite sure where they came from, friends or what? Now this one I do remember. I think the tag's back here. This is a Parodia horstii, and I remember that I did get this one at a couple years ago at the Cactus and Succulent show here in Phoenix, and it's doing really good. Has the two babies right there. It's doing, and it gets brilliant yellow flowers on the top there. Below I do have trying to propagate some leaves off of some echeverias of a project I did. They're not really dying, but they're not really doing anything either. So I spritz them every now and then, hoping that they'll take some root. This is just a small little succulent arrangement. I think I got some of these from the Mountain Crest Gardens monthly succulents box. And this is a Mammillaria longata, this one here, and Triceras pecanoi, which I think is the back one. Those are the only little tags I have left. These are echeverias. Not sure the name on those. This is a little golden cactus, Mammillaria golden. What, Rosie? What? You hear the little boys outside? So that one is just a little arrangement there, kind of catch-all of different things, but they're all doing really good. They are protected by the top shelf of this cart when it does rain. And over here on this table, again, something that I picked up at thrift store, which you'll hear that a lot as we go through the balcony. This is my pot in a pot arrangement with some echeverias. I do have a video on that I'll show you, or not show you, but link to. This is I want to say some Firestorm, but it's not getting a lot of sun right now, so it's not really orangey or red. And I popped in some echeverias that I had left over, cuttings from another project, the Christmas tree, succulent Christmas tree that I did. So a lot of these little cuttings, rosette cuttings that you see are from that. Like, for instance, these two in this arrangement, Portulacaria afra cutting. And I'll show you the big one that it came from, why I had to cut it. And these are some Opuntias. This Opuntia here has flowered before. Nebraska orange. It did give off a brilliant orange flower in the spring. So it looks plump because of the rain. But it hasn't rotted or anything. This, I believe, is an Opuntia prickly pear. That was given to me, and I believe it is an Opuntia prickly pear cutting. So it's doing okay there. It's just dormancy, I believe. Now this is a Mammillaria. Oh, I don't remember the name of it. I don't think I have. No, I do know that this was a clearance rack one. And you'll notice kind of the hourglass figure on her. When this went in like this, that was when she was not getting any sun. This past summer she got some sun and it grew wider. So that's why she has that hourglass figure. A string of bananas. It's pride and joy. Love this plant. Doing so well. When I first got her, she was right about to here. And look how long she's grown. 12, 18 inches. And she's also split her trails here down at the bottom, several places. So that's doing really well. This is another Purple Hearts, Transcantia Purple Hearts that my mom gave me. And this one is a Senecio Jacobsonii. I want to say tricolor because when I got this, it was bigger. Some of it died, and this is what I've been managed to save. But when I got it, it was like a variegated cream, and you can kind of see there on that one. It was a variegated cream and green, but it also has the rose color, so it was a tricolor. Really beautiful, but it's doing okay. It's coming back from the brink. Okay, and it gets a little bit of morning sun out here, and that's it. In the summertime, I do move it further into the balcony where it gets no sun. Moving on, this is my very large Euphorbia sticks on fire. And this pot, this baby is just growing. I just transplanted it not too long ago into this larger pot and put some fairy people down here in the container. And it is red from the stress of the cold at night. We've been getting down into the 40s, upper 30s. This little arrangement of this red wagon that I got at a thrift store. Some bunny ears and mammillary, I think, thimble cactus. It kind of fell over and then it just started growing that way. So although the very white on the tip there is new growth. And I have some fairies. I have done quite a few fairy gardens, so I have a lot of little miniature people and little things to put in fairy gardens. This is a cutting that was given to me of a dragon fruit. I believe it is dragon fruit. It's not dead, but it has not been giving off any new growth either. So it's just hanging out. Okay, this here I got at Walmart. It's an 8-inch pot. And actually, I put it in the terracotta pot, but it was in an 8-inch nursery pot. This is a lemon lime jade, crassula jade. And it's flowering right now. Look how beautiful that is. It's variegated, but it is a yellow limey color as opposed to the white creamy color. It's doing really well. Here's the Totem-Pole Cactus that I have that's growing an arm, and that little one that it had got bumped off by accident on this side. So I got this original cutting at the Cactus and Succulents show, and it was only like $3. This year's show is in April, and I can hardly wait to go and get some more stuff. They always have good deals. Right next to it here, this is a Kalanchoe fang. And it's fang because it has these kind of spiky. They're not hard. I mean, hurtful or anything. They're just bumps. And it was not doing well in the other pot that it was in. Leaves were curling, but the new growth is doing much better. It's kind of spread out a little bit. Okay, these two aloes here are the same kind. It's Aloe striata or coral aloe, and the coral comes from the margin here. So you can see that it has a coral color that it gets when it's stressed, whether it be from sun or right now, in this case, the winter cold. So I have two of those. This is an opuntia here, and it's kind of thick right now because of the rain. I'm not sure what the name of it is, This one here is a Crested Eaves needle that I've had for 2 years now. It has grown massive. See all the new growth on there? It was on the clearance rack in Lowe's 2 years ago because of damage that it had. But that has not stopped it from growing. It's grown a good 6-7 inches since I got it. It's doing wonderful. This pink butterfly, Kalanchoe pink butterfly. Love this. Doesn't have any of the little plantlets on the edges right now, but it does have this brilliant maroon color stressed from the cold, the night cold. So Kalanchoe pink butterfly. This is a peanut cactus, rose quartz is the name of it. Gets brilliant burgundy-like, or fuchsia rather, colored flowers. And it's in a strainer. I use all sorts of things to pot things up. And it's in here with an aloe firebird. And it flowers in the springtime, so I can hardly wait till it does that. But it's kind of growing like a Medusa right now. Here's my frog that I've had for years and years. And he has an aloe that I brought, cutting that I brought from my old house years ago. And it's growing like crazy. I've given cuttings from this guy to family. I think everybody in my family has cuttings from him. But it just grows so much. My little froggy. And here is a cutting from a San Pedro Cactus that I got from my mom. It was a long columnar one, and I cut it in half. And I'm rooting them in here. And this is a little baby growth on it too. The rest are just different echeverias that I had. This is a Gasteria ox tongue. I'll show you the mother plant here in a minute, but this little pup fell off. And I just put them in there. So it has some nice echeverias around it, so it makes for a nice arrangement. But it's been in this... The San Pedro Cactus has been in here for about 3 weeks now with minimal water because I am deathly afraid of it getting root rot since it's a new cutting. They were very, very well calloused over, so it should do well. So far it looks good. It's the Madagascar Palm. It's growing well. It was just a tiny little 4-inch plant when I got it, but it's doing really well. Got a little arm growing off of it there. It's a Euphorbia Trikona Rubra. Look at the brilliant red on here from the cold. Recently repotted this one too into this bigger container. It's a beautiful color. Now here on this bookshelf, glass bookshelf, again that I got at a thrift store, a baby palm there, and Gasteria little warty, Kalanchoe copper spoons, Crassula springtime, just doing good. I thought I was going to lose it, but it's actually growing. Okay, there's some few things here. This pot my son gave to me. I have some, oh, this little guy's falling over. These are all cuttings in here from my sticks on fire, some echeverias in there. Remember these two from the last video I did of the clearance? Crested watch chain and echeveria dusty rose. Here's a tiny little Mammaria thimble cactus. This here, oh, it's not looking too good. This is a Haworthia, and I think it got dried out because I was afraid to give it too much water. And I think there may be life inside, but we'll have to see. This is also a Kalanchoe silver spoons that I'm trying to save. I think it's doing okay. Here is the Gasteria ox tongue, where that other little cutting came from. And an old man cactus on that one. Here's another little warty. And my Domino Cactus back there that has bloomed for me twice. Brilliant white flowers on a long stem. And yes, it is in a toilet bowl mug pot. Okay? And these are just the couple of lithops that I have. They're doing good. I am so extra careful on watering these. They have split. They split last summer, and now they're just kind of dormant, so I'm hoping they'll split again. And this one here, I don't think I have a label for it, but it's, I think, Ming Thing. I think it's Ming Thing. And it is growing. And it's crested, so that's why it looks like this. Ooh. This one here, I love. This is Serious Monsters Curiosity Plant. And it's just so pretty with the red little spikes on it. But they're soft. They're not real spiky. But it's so pretty. And it's got a little baby that fell off and I replanted there. Now this one here is really my pride and joy. This is an Portulacara afra elephant food that I've trained, well, let it. I don't know if I've trained it, but I let it trail off of this pot. I've had this like this for probably about 3, maybe 4 years, and it's just gotten longer and longer. This is the one that I've trimmed and taken cuttings from and given away and put in other pots and stuff, and it does have some sticks on fire on top to kind of even out the top. In the back over here I did add a variegated Portulacara afra that I had gotten, and I put a couple in. This is a Sansevieria Fernwood Mikado. I did bring out my Sansevierias out to the patio from fall, winter, and spring. In the summertime I bring them inside because I'm afraid that they're just going to get burned. And then here I have my Sansevieria Moonshine. In the spring I am going to repot this and take some of the pups, because it does have quite a few. So we can get around here. It does have quite a few that I can take there, and I'll probably give one to my mom because she was admiring it. So I think she wants one. And then the Laurentia, I think it is, I have growing here. And the other Sansevieria that I have is on my table here. I just got this table. My dad found it on the side of the road and picked it up and brought it to me. I'm like, okay, it'll fit. So this is Sansevieria Starfish. This past year it's given me this one and this one here. This was a separation that I did of a much larger one. I have a video on that too. This is the one I kept, the other one I gave to my mom, but my cuttings, my separation, gave me this one and this one this year. Here's my Euphorbia ghost plant, growing here with some little fairy people, and it's got some new growth on it. Doing well. Here is a little Portulacara afra variegated that I'm trying to train as a bonsai, so it's doing really well. And I have a little jade elephant there. Since it's an elephant bush, I put a little jade elephant there. So that is a little bonsai that I'm trying to train. And back there I just have supplies of soil, extra pots that are empty. Just kind of shoved them all back there. Rainwater that I collected, some potting soil. Then I have my umbrella here that I do open when it's raining really hard and I'm afraid that my plants are going to get too wet. What are you hiding there for? I see you. So I put the umbrella up to protect them from too much water. And then in the summertime, I put it up to protect them from too much sun. It's like babies. You're trying to protect them from too much of everything. So that is it, friends. That's my tour. You know that if you saw my 2020 Cactus and Succulent wish list video, you know that I am wanting to put a lot more plants out here. And I have plenty of room for them. So I'll keep you posted on which new plants I'm adding to my balcony. Okay? Thanks so much, friends, for watching. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And I will talk to you, rather, at the next video. Thanks so much, friends. Have a blessed day. You want to say goodbye, Rosie? Rosie? You want to say goodbye? You need a haircut.